All right, welcome in. It's Hometown Huddle episode I screwed up. Was wondering why the show was shorter than I expected it to be. By the time you're watching this, it would have been last night. This is now late Wednesday night, and I forgot the entire Buckeye 8 breakdown, the segment that we were going to debut on for you last night's show. So real quick, going to try to keep this under 5 minutes. We will jump into that. First of all, St. Clairsville, we already talked about them on the show. They lost 47-27 at Norwayne. Next up, they go to Brownsville, Pennsylvania. We don't make predictions around here. Could go either way, should come down to the wire. There was a world where I was going to call that game on the radio, and then some things changed, and I'm actually glad because now we've got, as you know from the show, we've got Union Local and Wheeling Central. And just had to inject a little bit of sarcasm. I think St. Clairsville wins big. Mercy rule kind of game. Indian Creek won 35-7 at Cambridge. They go to East Liverpool next. Not many thoughts on the Cambridge game. We expected Indian Creek to win big. The Fantastic 50 projected margin on the East Liverpool Creek game is an East Liverpool 10-point win. I'm going to wait and see. I'm not going to freak out if that is the case. East Liverpool could be good this season. They defeated Carrollton at Carrollton last week, 23-12. That was kind of a good game that flew under the radar for most folks, at least for us. And Carrollton's usually a pretty good team, so to see East Liverpool go to Carrollton and come out with a double-digit win was a bit of a surprise. East Liverpool can make a big statement in the Indian Creek game. We could find out, is East Liverpool good? Is Indian Creek not good? Are they both good? I think that'll be a big game. Cambridge lost 35-7, as we said, against Indian Creek. They go to John Glenn. Again, that's kind of what we expected in the Cambridge Creek game. The Fantastic 50 site has a blowout loss, Cambridge at John Glenn. The projected margin is 37 there. We're starting to look now with Cambridge if they can even win a game this season. They have one of the longest losing streaks in the state of Ohio at 22, and we're just wondering if this is the year that they can break that. Maybe it's next year. Who knows? We'll speed things up a little bit here. Beaver Local beat Shaw 27-20. That's a Cleveland team. They go to Brook next up. Not sure what to make of Beaver Local. I'll get a good feel on them in week 3 when they host St. Clairsville. But the Brook game should be a good opportunity to see what both of those teams are all about. Same thing. Brook hasn't played yet. They got Beaver Local. We'll see what both of those teams are made of. Harrison Central, as we mentioned on the show, falls to Claymont 34-14. They go to Newcomerstown this Friday. They just gave up too many big plays. They couldn't stop the run towards the end of the game. They had trouble running the ball, had trouble all over the place on offense. I think their season, as we said on the show, it kind of hinges on their ability to find creative ways to get their playmakers the ball. And again, if their defense can fix some things, the Fantastic 50, the line is, or I guess the margin is a 10-point loss for the Huskies at Newcomerstown. So that would be an upset if they're able to defeat the Trojans on the road. I think they're going to have to find a game this season to play up to their competition if they want to steal a win. Buckeye Local lost 31-6 at home against Bel Air. They go to River next up. It's tough to tell where Buckeye Local's at after a big loss to frankly a better school. They could be improving, and we just don't know it yet. The Fantastic 50 site has a 23-point loss at River for Buckeye Local. Their schedule does them a little bit of a favor, so they'll be able to find some wins, but similar to Harrison, they're going to have to steal some and pull off some upsets and play up to their competition a couple times this season if they want to exceed expectations in Rayland. Bel Air 31-6 win at Buckeye Local. They go to Monroe Central. This could be a good game, a little under the radar here. A 25-point win against inferior competition is what you would expect from a school like Bel Air. I think Monroe Central will give them a better test. Bel Air is actually an underdog against Monroe Central. The Fantastic 50 margin is the Seminoles by 4. I think this is more of a matchup game. And honestly, outside of Cambridge and Harrison, Bel Air's not expected to win. Again, going by the Fantastic 50 site, they're not expected to win many more games. So their record in games outside of Cambridge, Harrison, and Buckeye Local will really be indicative of where Bel Air is heading as a program, and on the road at Monroe Central will be kind of that first test for them. We talked about Union Local on the show. They go to Wheeling Central on Friday night. I'll have the game on the radio, KISS 95.7, pregame show at 6:40. They defeated JFK from Warren 42-12 in their first game. They've got that first one out of the way. Their next two games, obviously, at Wheeling Central and at Indian Creek. Those could be their toughest. Those are going to be tough games, and they could be the toughest games on UL schedule until that Barnesville game in Week 10. If they want to win, if Union Local wants to win more than 9 games this season, it starts right now. It starts in Wheeling, and it will continue in Wintersville. And if they can take care of business, they'll be set up for that showdown with Barnesville in Week 10. Moving on to Barnesville now, a 35-7 win against Fort Fry. They host Meadowbrook next. That's their 37th straight regular season win. I believe that's the second longest in the state of Ohio in that category. Another dominant win against a team that you would expect to give more of a fight. Fantastic 50 says they should beat Meadowbrook by 32. Again, it's very simple for Barnesville. Just take care of business so that you can walk into that Union Local showdown at 9-0 for the 4th straight year if they're able to do that. Martins Ferry, 55-0. They beat Expression Prep from Huntington, West Virginia. They host Malvern next up. In their eyes, they're 1-0. In the eyes of the OHSAA, they are winless. That game not going to be counted for their playoff points. Maybe that holds some weight, maybe not. This is another game. The Fantastic 50 projection is a 5-point Martins Ferry win. And so we know how those close bounce of ball games could kind of go. Martins Ferry, I think it'll be pivotal that they are up for this game because Malvern's one of those scrappy Division 7 schools that's always eager to pull an upset. So Martins Ferry is going to have to make sure they play a good game to defeat the Hornets of Malvern. That's all we've got for the Buckeye 8 breakdown. Next week, I will make sure I include it on the show. Again, this is late Wednesday night. You've maybe seen the show already, and you're most likely seeing this on Thursday morning. But that's all we've got. So for everybody at Harco Media, we apologize. I apologize. This is on me. I apologize for the mistake, and we'll get it corrected when I see you next week.